Everyone, this is Nagasai. In this interrupts assignment, we have two parts. So first we gonna do second part and explain the basic syntaxes and everything, and we will continue with the first part. So in second part, uh, it is given that to implement a counter to count the number of times the push button is pressed and display it on LCD using interrupts. So for that, here starting with the code, we have defined the LED output pins and push button pins as LED1, LED2, LED2, and button 1, button 2. So that is direct. And after that, basically what we have done is we have taken that LCD code which we have done previously, and to that we have developed this code which is based on interrupt to count like to count the number of interrupts whenever the push button is pressed, and finally we pass that number as character to the GPIO LCD to display on the LCD screen. So here everything is same as before. uh, Here the upcount char variable is taken to store the count number as character, and also display count function is developed for counting the numbers and which is further used to display on LCD. So watchdog timer and these unlocking pins are direct from previous. So let us go through this. So here LED output pins directions and output values are set to 0, and push buttons are P2.3, P2.7 push buttons are set as inputs, and register is enabled and finally made as pull up. And here the main code starts from like here. The interrupt enable is enabled at P2.3, P2.7, which is initially which is initialized as input, and we are taking that we are taking interrupt at that particular pins which are already initialized as input. So here interrupt enable is first set, and other and in next step interrupt edge select is set at those pins which is nothing but falling edge high to low. So at last in this main code, like we said, we clear the interrupt flag at particularly at port 2, because at port 2 only we have taken the inputs. So this is syntax for the enabling global interrupt. So now let's jump into the main code. So here pragma vector port 2 vector is direct from the syntax. So it's nothing but like where should the interrupt be detected and what need to be done at that time. And here we are defining what need to be done when interrupt is detected. So we are from the syntax we have declared that interrupt function to be counter interrupt, and in that we are defining what need to be done. So here the interrupt is taken from P2.3 push button. So whenever the push button is pressed, P2.3 push button is pressed, interrupt will happen, and we will take count of that interrupt. So here it's direct that we initially we set we will initialize count to be declare initialize and declare count as 0, and declare other variables which are required like length, store, and k, which is further used in the code. So here that count whenever we press the push button, interrupt happen, and count will increase, and we pass that count to this display count which is the main function here we define. So whenever the count happening, that count will go to this function. So based on the digits in the count, we're gonna set the length. So if count is less than 10, then it's a single digit number. We set the length as 1. If the count is between 9 to 100, then the length is set as 2, which is two-digit number, and same as for 3-digit number. So here we're taking that, we're storing that count in k and initializing I to 0. So what we are doing is we are taking that count, whatever coming from this section, and we are trying to store that each individual digit in this upcount char variable, upcount char string particularly. So here the digits are stored accordingly, and finally the digits are passed to this WD, which is used for passing number as character to display on LCD screen. So in this way we can implement the counter for counting the number of interrupts whenever we press the, which is taken from the P2.3 push button switch. So let us come to the first part. So in A, it is given that using interrupts with both the push buttons to toggle the LEDs available on the board. So we can use either of the push buttons to toggle the LED available on the board. So first part of the code is same syntaxes are used. So here I just want to add that the while loop is for creating infinite loop for waiting to the interrupt. So pragma vector syntax and everything is same. So in interrupt service routine, we will tell what need to be done when interrupt is present. So here, so we need to toggle LEDs with the push buttons without any restriction. That here, if the interrupt is coming from P2.3 push button, we will toggle P1.0 LED. If the interrupt is coming from P2.7 push button, we will toggle P1.1 LED. So in a way, one LED can be controlled using one kind of push button. So without any restriction, we can run this code. So now we come to part B of first part. So here the restriction is both LEDs should not glow at the same time, remaining everything is same. So up to here, the code is same, and we need to redefine this part. So need to tell what need to be done when interrupt is activated. So here, when same as before, when P2.3 push button is pressed, which is served as interrupt, we will toggle P1.0 LED, and here we are keeping the restriction in mind. We set P1.1 LED to 0, and again just to add here, whenever that particular interrupt is served from the flag, we need to again clear that flag after saying what need to be done. So again here, same as before, P2.7 push button, whenever it is pressed, which is served as interrupt, we will toggle P1.1 LED. Same as before, P1.0 would set to 0 value, and again the particular interrupt flag is cleared. So let us execute and verify it.
So in part 2, which is implementation of counter for counting the number of interrupts, which is taken from this P2.3 push button, is now verified. So let us press it once, twice, thrice, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So hence verified for counting the number of interrupts. So here first part A is executed. So as mentioned,
we are using interrupt with both the push buttons to toggle the LEDs available on board. So here P2.3 push button is used to control P1.0 LED and P2.7 push button used to control P1.1 LED. So when we press P2.3, toggling should happen at P1.0, and when we press P2.7, toggling should happen at P1.1. So let us verify that. And one more point to be noted here is that there is no restriction that both the LEDs should not glow at the same time. So let us press the push buttons for creating interrupts and verify that. Now I'm pressing P2.7 push button for creating interrupt, and we can see that P1.1 LED is toggle, and now I'm pressing P2.3 push button, and we can see that P1.0 LED is toggle, and again I'm pressing P2.3. now we can see that P1.0 LED is toggle again. So in part B, both LEDs should not glow at the same time. That is the only restriction we are having. So now let us press this P2.3 push button for serving interrupt. You can see that P1.0 is toggle, and now we press P2.7 push button. So when we press P2.7, we expect that P1.1 LED should glow, but at the same time P1.0 should set to 0 value. So that we will verify it now. So when we pressed P2.7, we can observe that P1.1 LED is toggle and P1.0 is set to 0 value. And again we can check for other set, like we now press P2.3 push button, we can observe that P1.0 is again toggle, and when we press P2.3 push button, we can say both LEDs are off. The only thing is, the restriction is both LEDs should not glow at the same time. That is only restriction, and we can now verify that, and we successfully executed that.